Welcome to Ask and Learn.
We will find the critical numbers of the function f of x equal 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 36x. So we remember that the numbers c in the domain of the function, of the given function, such that the derivative at that point does not exist or exist and is equal to 0 are called the critical numbers. So numbers in the domain of the function where the derivative does not exist or exists and is equal to 0. So this is our definition here. So the first thing we're going to notice here is that the domain of the function of this function here is the real numbers, because it's a polynomial of degree 3, so it is well defined everywhere in the real numbers. So its domain is the set of all the real numbers. Following that, we find the derivative formula of the function, and is 6x squared minus 6x minus 36. And we know a polynomial has derivatives everywhere. In fact, it's given by this formula, which is defined at all real numbers. So the derivative of f exists at every real number x. It means that we are not going to find critical points of this function that satisfies this condition of derivative not defined or not existent. So this part is not taken into account. So we are looking for points in the domain where the first derivative is 0. Because the domain is the real numbers, then we gotta find numbers, real numbers, or a real number or real numbers where the derivative is 0. Then the critical numbers of the given function are those real numbers for which the first derivative of the function is 0. So we start by equating to 0 the first derivative. That will give us the critical points. So 6x squared is the same thing as saying that 6x squared minus 6x minus 36 is 0. And that's the same as saying that 6 times x squared minus x minus 6 is 0, because we can factor out the 6 from the formula, and we can see that if this expression here is 0, the whole expression here will be 0, because 6 factor does not make any difference. The whole expression being equal to 0 depends only on this polynomial here, because 6 is different from 0. So this is equivalent to saying that x squared minus x minus 6 is 0. And now this polynomial here can be factored out as x plus 2 times x minus 3 equals 0. That is because if we develop this product here, we get this polynomial. Or what is the same, we have found two numbers, 2 and negative 3, for which the product of those numbers is equal to the independent term, -6, and the sum of the two numbers is the coefficient of x. And with that, we factor out the polynomial. And now it's easy to see that the roots of this polynomial is, and then of this other polynomial is, or are, x equal -2 and x equal 3. Here I put or because any of those values nullify the equation. So we are looking at the equivalence, but at the end we say that the two critical points are -2 and 3. Because both of them fulfill the condition of being in the domain of the function, because they are simply two real numbers, and the derivative is equal to 0. So then the critical numbers of the given function are -2 and 3. And this is the answer to this problem.